Oh, my name's already Grace.
What's good?
Yay! Hi.
Yeah.
What's Sullivan? My best friend.
Good.
Good.
I'm doing amazing.
Oh, my name's already Grace. Agreed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's me out there.
What's good? What's good?
Yay! Hi.
Yeah.
Yay! Hi. Oh. What's Sullivan? My best friend. Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, so I'm Grace Walter. I'm like a majority of people watching this are like from our
I'm
school,
doing
so I'm a
amazing.
junior. Duh. Anyway,
Yes,
so
sir. Yes,
I'm
sir.
centrist, which means that I lean on both sides of the political spectrum, which is great. We need more people like that. So I'm very special. And I think I have an unbiased view, which is very special as well. And I'm really smart and I love politics. And my name is Grace. So yeah. And I love America. Yay. That's me. Oh, well, not all.
Yo, so I'm Will. I'm also a junior. I'm like more on the left. I'm like a progressive. I like Bernie Sanders. And yeah, I like politics. I like video games and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys know that Will Sullivan is my best friend?
Yeah.
Actually? Like, actually, he's like my best
No
friend.
way.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. He's like the best person ever. Yeah, no, we've been best friends forever. Nothing political gets in our ways of being best friends. So,
Yep.
Yay.
All
Okay.
right. Yep.
Also, go check out the Snapchat. You can submit your topics there, and we can discuss them either on this live or the next.
Oh, okay. He's that level.
Mm-hmm. I think he's a weirdo with dementia. I mean, the Democrats don't care about winning. They just care about, I don't know, keeping their brand. Because Joe Biden objectively has no chance against Donald Trump because he's faltering mentally. He's old, which, I mean, Bernie's old too, but I mean, Bernie at least knows what he's talking about. Yeah, I think it's a bad move. And yeah, it doesn't bode well for him.
Okay.
I don't think I was very surprised that that Bernie dropped out actually,
Me too.
because to me he was the only Democrat that had a real chance. We talked about this in like damn near all the podcasts so far.
Mm-hmm.
I was just very surprised because he seemed like the only sane candidate that we had. But now he's gone. Now he don't have a chance.
Yeah, I think the main reason he dropped out is just like you can't really campaign with all this coronavirus stuff, and the Democrats showed that they don't really care about people, getting like coronavirus when because they haven't been canceling contests or like delaying them very much. Like Wisconsin just voted a couple of days ago, so I think it was basically just a hostage crisis with the voters being the hostage because a bunch of people are gonna get sick and potentially die if the primary contest continues. So Bernie Sanders is just basically forced to. I'm just hoping that
makes sense.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that he can get some good concessions, force Joe Biden to bend on some issues because Joe Biden is a shit candidate.
Grace, what do you think about Bernie?
What do I think about Bernie? Oh no. Personally, I don't like him very much.
Oh wow.
I have read his website, and it's my worst nightmare. So honestly, he's not my favorite, but I do respect the fact that he's been somewhat consistent for the past how many decades he's been in office, but he's not as bad as he used to be, I guess you could say. But overall, he's not a good candidate in my opinion at all.
Why is that? Expand on that. We wanna hear all of it.
Okay. So his Medicare for All bill, you are fully assured, you are fully insured if you're going to get an abortion. So all abortions are paid for by the government, and I am very big pro-life advocate. So that is my worst nightmare. I'm very, 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 very big anti-abortion. So there's that. Overall, his tax plans don't make much sense considering the fact. Okay, so he has a lot of tax plans. He has tax plans for the Green New Deal, universal child care, universal Medicare, well, just his Medicare for All plan, right? And Will, you can say something if I'm saying it wrong. He's got, what else? Okay, here, I can go on.
I know he has a income tax plan, which is...
Oh, yeah. Actually, his income tax plan isn't that bad. It's not that much of a leap considering the fact, I mean, yeah, it is a lot when you're taking 52% of someone's paycheck, but I guess you can take into consideration that it is 10 million, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's like a progressive marginal tax rate, so it's like, what? It's like 50% on like
every dollar above 10 million, because lots of people think that if you go into a higher tax bracket, all of your income will be taxed at like that percent. But no, it's like each like chunk of your income is taxed at the
because like every
percentage.
single time you hit that like tax bracket, you get taxed that much. And so then when it's over 10 million, you get taxed 52%. So it's not a plain out you get taxed over 50% of your income. It's more than that, which I mean, it's fine. His tax bracket isn't my worst thing about him. I really am just big at, he thinks abortion is all these great things, which it's really not. It's actually terrible and evil and awful. And Green New Deal, of course, which the Green New Deal is laughable because it's actually written by a third grader. I think it is, but maybe it's not. I mean, who knows? She could have the capacity or whatever, but overall, I like Trump better. So
I was just laughing at the chat right now because they are going off. Hans says, "Damn, read his website. You must know all." He also says, "Oh Lord, she's anti-abortion. GG." And then
of course, I'm very proud of that.
And then and then Uneven Symmetry says, "Abortion is spawn camping." I like that one.
Oh my gosh, you guys on this.
And Brock Tucker says Will S is dumb. That's not very nice.
Damn, that was a betrayal.
Dang, bro, he did your ass dirty there.
That's not very nice, Brock.
Brock, come on, bro.
I'm listening to it right now. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, do you guys have any other things you talk about in this? Just something.
I believe we have another topic. Is white privilege real? Why don't we talk about that one? Because...
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Do you think so, Grace?
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Do I think so?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not going to be ignorant. I know that there's some form of like, I mean, a white person usually does not, systematically, they will not have as many problems as someone who is a person of color, right?
Agreed.
I mean, I'm not dumb. I can see that white people do not have, they will not struggle on the basis of their race. That is not something that happens. It's not a universal thing. So overall, white privilege in the way that they radicalize it, no. But there are things that I would agree with that white people have a better privilege at than people who are people of color.
How you gonna do me like that, Tyler?
Lydia B says, "Are any of you guys single?" I know TJ's single.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think about white privilege, brother?
Yeah, I think it's real, and I think the big misconception about it is people think it's purely a racial thing, but it's really like racial lines, like, you know, influencing like an economic thing, because people say like, yeah.
All right, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we got a $1 donation from Cooper. He says, "I love white moms, don't we all?"
Yes, sir.
Oh my god.
Everyone, go ahead and add that Snapchat. Go ahead and add that Snapchat code that just popped up.
Thank you. All right, go on.
Yeah, so like one of the big misconceptions is people think that it's like purely a racial thing. Like you'll hear people say like, "Oh, how can white privilege be real if fucking like is Barack Obama less privileged than me? But I mean,
So-
it's a thing that just like systematically, like on average, like I saw this one chart once of like average family wealth in Philadelphia, like white versus black families. I think the white average was, it was something at least like 50,000, and the black average was like 8,000. That was including debts, and I mean that's just a clear divide in a single city. So I mean, I think it's definitely a real thing, but it's systematic. You can't really look at like individual cases to extrapolate from that.
Hans says it's a social economic issue, not a race issue.
It's not. That's a.
I mean, the racial things do impact it because the reason why black people are more like on average.
Hold
like,
on. Everyone
disadvantaged.
in the chat is going off about Brock's mom. What is all this about Brock's mom?
Yo,
This is Will's fault.
Okay, wait, no. My friends are in here, and I just have to do
No,
like a
Brock's
definitive
mom.
statement. But Brock's mom is bad. Brock's mom.
No
is
way.
bad. I have to say that.
Brock,
Mom.
Brock.
Wait, so Will, you can vouch that Brock's mom is bad.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Abdullah says she double cheeked up. This is already getting off to a great start. Hey, I appreciate Grace and Will for coming out.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
thank
like being here.
Literally.
We had a
Oh my gosh.
a rather socialist individual on the last one, but it's not very likely that we'll have a lot of people like that because we don't know a lot of people like that on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So I just appreciate you coming through and sharing your opinions. This
Thank you.
is
Appreciate being here.
a free thinking zone, so anything goes.
Mhm.
You can argue anything you want.
Yeah.
We also have another topic, the new Ohio abortion. What's that? Will?
The new Ohio abortion. Yeah. Hey, AFAC, look that up. Figure out what it is.
You're the one. You're the one that put in the topics.
Whoa, are you serious? No
Is
way.
it the
no way.
new one or
Alright,
is
while
it
we
the
get
one
that
from
fact
last
checked,
year?
I'm
The
read a
new one,
couple
the
of
brand new one. It
comments.
came out today. It came out today.
Is it a new
Oh,
law?
okay.
Shit.
Yeah, like today.
Some of these comments
Look
are
it up.
kind of funny. TJ, you don't get none of my mom from Brock Tucker.
Amara
What a
says
shame.
Will is a
Will
communist.
is Will is rather why Will, why don't you say anything about what you unless you're like
I mean, in the short term, I'm all for just Bernie Sanders shit. But I mean, like personally, I mean, I do see like a potential advantage to more radical shit.
I guess so. Oh, I guess so. Okay. Hold on.
Yeah, but in the
Give me a
term of
second.
anything that's achievable in like the short or medium term, I'm basically just like Bernie Sanders guy.
Someone says, Will,
Well-
are you high?
Ohio.
No, I've been out of weed for weeks and it's fucking horrible.
I don't think they're asking that, Will.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're not
shit.
asking
Oh.
Will S.
Okay.
Langston
Ah,
says whether
Dude.
you are for
Dude.
abortion or against it. Hey, shut up, Will. Langston says whether you're for abortion or against it, the taxpayer shouldn't be paying for it.
Oh my god,
Facts. Yep.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh. That's
Whether you
true.
are for abortion or you're not for abortion, I don't want to have to pay for it, right?
Yes, sir. That is facts.
Will Sullivan, someone says Bernie is a commie. How do you respond to that?
I mean, he's just not. Like, I mean, I don't think a communist would endorse Joe Biden.
I don't know why anyone would endorse Joe Biden.
Can we talk about Joe Biden for a second? Can we
Yeah.
please talk about Joe Biden?
I
Yeah,
would
let's
love to
talk
talk
about Joe Biden.
I think everyone wants to hear about some Joe Biden. So, what do you guys think? Do you think he's mentally ill?
Well,
I-
duh.
I think he has dementia, and I think because people already called him like gaffe prone even like decades ago, which means he just fucks up when he's talking. But now
Yeah.
since he's like developing dementia and shit, he's like incomprehensible.
I heard he
Yeah,
shits
like-
the bed.
All right then.
Andy's a rapist. Andy's a rapist.
Nah, dude,
Yeah, I heard
AFAC
about that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I heard about that too.
Hey, AFAC got the shit in the chat. He said the law slated to go in effect July 2019 would make what? No,
That was-
AFAC.
that's
No,
last
there's
year.
a new one. Yeah, that's last year. There's a new one.
AFAC.
Find it.
Come on, F-Back. I don't know.
You had one job.
All right. So there's some things in the chat. Should homosexual marriage be allowed?
Bruh.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Of course.
I agree with that. I'm just reading off some of what people are saying.
Yeah.
Will, you snitched on yourself from Brock Tucker.
We got a $1 donation. We got a $1 donation from Tweak Man. He says I like what y'all doing, but my man Tyler ugly. Damn.
Damn, Tyler.
Damn,
How does that feel, boy?
Someone says Donald Trump has said before that he has liked Bernie's ideas. He said that the only reason Bernie Sanders did not win the 2016 election was because the American political system is rigged.
Yeah.
Or it's because he's a complete communist.
Or that.
Oh, no.
I mean, the reason Bernie Sanders lost in 2016 is he didn't have like an actual national campaign until after.
Well, was it because Donald Trump was just a better president?
Yeah,
No,
or is it because Donald Trump
I'm
was
talking
really
about the
good?
primary, like against Hillary Clinton.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because his whole purpose was just to make Hillary Clinton like go to the left on certain issues, and then he got within like 0.1% of winning Iowa, and then he started an actual campaign. I feel like if he started earlier, he would have had a better chance. But
That's true.
in 2020, it's just coronavirus, and everybody working against him.
Answer
That's
Chili
true.
Dog Time. Okay, so this person named Chili Dog Time put about 5 messages in the chat. I don't know if I can read them all.
How long are they?
It's like a whole damn book.
What is it? What is it about? What is it about?
Someone says a very convincing explanation for what we've seen in the economy over the last few decades. I would say the extent and causes of another $1 donation. Shout out Brock's mom, the MILF.
Yes, Brock's mom.
Shout out Brock's mom. Thanks for $1. I would say the extent and causes of between. Hey, Ethan, can you shut up? I would say the extent and causes of between firm inequality is still very much an open debate, one that may turn out to be related to weaker business and labor market dynamics. You sound way too smart to be in here, brother.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
I'm good
sir.
at politics, but I don't understand what he's talking
I think
about.
you
Here,
just
let me look at it.
I agree with what that guy
Shut up,
just said.
you
I agree with
scroll.
what that guy just said.
Yeah, scroll up a little bit in the chat. I don't know. He might have copied and pasted some shit.
Let me see what he's saying.
He was-
What is the source from between inequality? Song, price.
I'm so confused. I agree with it though. Whatever he says, that shit sounds smart.
Someone said Hillary
I
bad
don't
as
think-
fuck. No.
Oh,
All right, who said that? Get him out of here.
get him out of here,
No, thank you.
dude. I mean, low key.
Okay, he said no. He says let me put it in simple terms. Okay, please do because
Thank you.
I don't know what.
We appreciate that.
No, dude, I'm reading it. A very convincing explanation. What we've seen with the economy over the past few decades, I would
think
say
he
to the
copied it.
extent causes between firm
I think that's a
inequality
question.
is still very much an open debate. So what it means is that some businesses, every business is pretty much a monopoly at this point. Like look at Amazon and Walmart and
Wait, every
Kroger.
business is what?
What did you
I
say?
don't know.
Wait, every business is what?
We got another $1. Brock says shout out my mom. Hey, shout out Brock's mom.
Shout out Brock's mom, bro.
Muskie says Bernie Sanders' political affiliation does not correlate with communism. Being left does not entail communism. His ideas were similar to socialist ones. However, they are legal in American system. I do agree with that completely.
Yeah, because I mean, what Bernie Sanders is proposing is what they have in like Sweden and shit. And Sweden is, I mean, they still have the fucking.
I mean,
much
yeah,
economy.
but in 2020, if America really wants to keep winning, we have to have a huge military, and we have to still
That's
have a
an opinion.
military.
I mean, I'm not gonna argue against that. I got confused, but we should definitely still have like a military. But I'm just saying that the scale of our military isn't really like practical because I mean, we've shown that with the size of our military, it doesn't mean we're like an undefeatable force. Like we've been stuck in some wars for a long ass. So I think it would just be.
But that's a long time ago. Look at the military then, and look at our military now compared to any other military.
Yeah,
on
in
the face
2001,
of this planet.
in 2001, in like Afghanistan, or 2003 in Iraq, we were still by far the largest and most powerful military on earth.
Exactly.
But I mean, we've still been there for like a good decade and a half.
Yeah, it's been 20 years. Or yeah, it's been about a decade. But yeah, it's been about a decade. But I mean, we still have to be like just think if China wants to come back for their debt. And they want to like come into the United States.
I mean,
And,
we should fight them.
and the Democrats have taken all of our guns, and we have no
Then what are we gonna
way.
do?
We have no way to fend them off, and we have no military because they took it all away and gave it to poor people that didn't want to work in the first place.
Yo, we're gonna have to hide in the
I am
bathtub,
against
bro.
I'm against gun control.
All right.
Yeah, he's a
Good,
classical
good.
leftist. Most leftists are.
Muskie says the U.S. military and IDF have committed more war crimes than Nazi Germany.
That's a statement right there.
What do you say about that, Grace? Let's hear it.
Well, okay, yeah. So we're saying Israel and the United States are just terrible, terrible war crime people. But I mean, I guess you could think of like coups and imperialism as some sort of thing in itself as war crimes. But you know, to be fair, Nazi Germany, they literally imprisoned people for being Jewish, and then you know, killed them for being Jewish.
Yeah.
And they also kill people for sympathizing with human beings, and then they killed them too.
They killed him for disagreeing.
Yes, 12 million people of their own citizens and other people's citizens that they also try to take over their countries.
Yeah, I mean,
so please tell me. Okay.
I mean,
The U.S. and Israeli military have a spotty record, but comparing them to Nazi Germany, laughable.
It's not the same thing. Yes, you can argue that Israel, and although Israel hasn't been along for that long.
Yeah, the military
United
doesn't
States,
kill U.S. citizens for protesting. You know, it's just
or just being Jewish.
yeah exactly.
So.
Brock Tucker says, TJ, you getting on Minecraft after this?
Hell yeah, brother.
What?
Muskie says, Muskie says the IDF attacks their own civilians weekly.
I mean, that is true. The IDF and like Israel, technically 25% of their population is Arab, and they do a bunch of fucked up shit to them. But I mean, yeah, Israel isn't. They don't have a clean human rights record. But I mean, there's arguments against it.
I don't even. Are they even on the Human Rights Council? Let me check that out.
I don't know.
Do you know if they are?
I know they're breaking
Look it up.
Nuclear non-proliferation
Fact
treaty.
check.
Because they have secret nukes.
Israel on? Well, they're allies with the United States. That's not surprising.
Mhm.
The UN human. You want to know who is on the Human Rights Council? The UN Human Rights Council?
North
Fucking
Korea?
China. China is on the Human Rights Council.
That's
after
interesting.
everything is Israel on the UN Human Rights.
Yeah, it's because China's trying to play off a fake type of like government system. Like they're it's like a whole facade over there.
Mhm.
They fucking
Like you don't see real China.
China is
that's true.
not even arguable.
Like you see the Great Wall of China, but you don't see China.
It's not a very. I feel like it's not a very humane country.
Exactly.
Right, they literally have a wall around them. Let's start thinking, right? Like
They've
they literally still have a
concentration camp.
wall. Concentration camps, a fucking wall, dude. Come on now.
Well, I mean, we about to get a wall, but our wall about to be pretty
Not
damn
good.
nice, you know?
Yeah, I believe that it's the same thing.
Somalia. Lydia B says, TJ, you got a girl? I don't think he does. Langston says the UN is a joke.
The UN is a joke. Thank you, Langston.
Yeah,
Smart girl. I don't see why there should be some sort of world governing tool that I don't fucking get it. So honestly, screw it.
I mean, the reason we created it was to not have like a World War II.
Yes,
again.
I
We've been
get
pretty
that.
successful.
I get that, but also at the same time, they don't work in. I mean, I don't think the United States has a big strong hold on there as everybody. Okay, I look at it as Nikki Haley, right? I watched a lot of Nikki Haley, so then I see kind of like what the hell the UN does it, and they are just a bunch of idiots. And yes, I get why it was made, and I guess you could say that it's productive and it's all the donating and all of the factions that it brought off. But overall, if you put someone like China on their Human Rights Council, I kind of lose all respect for you. And also, I don't get the idea of global.
I'd imagine that if China is under Human Rights Council, then that lets the UN have a bit more control over China in terms of like overseeing, human rights abuses, and so that might be beneficial for like the UN and the world at large.
Okay, yeah, you can. I mean, that's not a wrong approach, but I mean also
because if they aren't in it, then there's like no regulations.
Yeah, but then they're also like they have a say in human rights on the thing.
I mean the UN, it's the UN is flawed, definitely, but I mean,
Which at least you can see
done.
that.
It's done its job.
The
Okay.
fact check is up.
There you go. Well, I already looked, and yeah, there's no Israel in the Human Rights Council. At least I don't see some from what I can see. See a lot of other countries.
What was that,
Like-
TJ?
Muskie says more on Israel. The U.S. is only allied with Israel because we like the foothold in the East for money and oil. The U.S. has no place in the Middle East.
Not completely wrong, but also
Yeah.
they are the only democracy over in the Middle East, and they are kind of our only ally.
The thing that AFAC put in is Israel is seen more being politically free and democratic than neighboring countries in the Middle East.
Well, that's
Accord-
just a fact. The other places around them are caliphates, which are a lot different than, a place like Israel, which has like a form of democracy in voting and form of democracy in living, and they don't oppress women the way that they do, or gay people. Well, actually, I don't know about the gay people, but I do know about the women. I'm just guessing on the gay people. I don't really know. Just throwing that one out there. But anybody can, say off that one. No, I'm just ranting. Okay.
It says other human right problems include institutional discrimination against non-Orthodox Jews and intermarried families, and labor right abuses against foreign workers.
According to Israel.
According to the fact, AFAC put the link there.
Oh. Okay.
We're not kicking anyone for their views. And
According to Israel.
someone,
According to
Cooper
Okay,
actually
yeah,
had a
I would think that they wouldn't. Yeah, I don't really think that they would be too fine.
Cooper
with
actually said something
gay marriage.
interesting. He said, "Can all of you take a political compass test?"
I already
Oh.
did like 2
That would
days
be
ago.
that would be a cool video for us to do. Thanks for that idea.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that for next one for sure.
For
that's
sure.
smart. I get out.
They all want him to get out, but we like I said, we promote free thinking. No one here is gonna get bashed for their ideas or their views.
That's very kind of you. Very, very American.
That's why we have
Who are they trying to kick?
this Muskie guy that's dropping all the knowledge in chat.
Yeah.
Wait, what's he saying?
Well, no, that's.
Hey, man,
the
I
Israel
appreciate him.
guy.
I appreciate him. He's
That was another
not being
person.
disrespectful at all.
What? I'm missing something. True.
Someone says F1 to talk about Brock's mom. Yeah, let's do that. No, but
Oh my god,
I
dude.
don't know what's going on.
what's all this talk about Brock's mom, man? I never
Yo,
met her.
someone needs to snap me a picture. Brock, snap me a picture of your mom real quick.
Jesus Christ. Someone says they don't like the name Muskie. I don't like the name Derek Fisher.
Yeah. Yay.
Okay, I do have an important topic though.
What's that?
We gotta talk about Brock's mom.
Yo, yeah, we have to talk about Brock's mom. Brock, please snap me a picture of your mom.
Yeah, let's
Somebody,
get the picture in here.
somebody Snapchat me. With all due respect, somebody needs to Snapchat me that picture ASAP.
Is she that bad?
I'm gonna be very respectful. Don't get me wrong. I just wanna see for myself. I'm a little bit curious.
You just hear him open that shit and he's
Mom.
like, damn! He said Brock's mom is packing. Double cheeked up.
Countless bodies.
I hope she watches this. Oh my god.
Brock, I'm waiting. I'm waiting, Brock.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, Brock is typing. Brock is typing, y'all.
Oh no.
he says, I got you. One sec. Say less, Brock. I will
Yeah.
be
Oh my
waiting, bro.
gosh.
We need the official word from Ethan. Is she bad or nah?
Ethan, the designated mom analyzer. Grace's
Oh.
react.
What?
Abdullah
Someone
says
said
he's
he's
gonna.
gonna beat his schmeat to it.
Yo, he sent it.
Can't relate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brock, your mom is a very beautiful woman. That's all I have to say.
Is that
We
the verdict?
respect-
Is that the
Yeah,
verdict?
yeah.
Exactly.
With all due respect, your mom is a beautiful woman.
Chili Dog Time says, can we talk how badly some ashy people need lotion? Like Will.
What the fuck? Oh, bro, I don't even have
I'm playing.
ashy skin.
Someone says, does she have an OnlyFans?
Oh god.
Hey, we appreciate you, Muskie, for being respectful and not disliking the video because of some people's political opinions. Hey, everyone like the video right now.
Yeah, everyone like it.
Go ahead and like the
Like
video.
they're up.
Subscribe if you're not, and click the link in the description. Abdullah says the MILF Examiner. That's what Ethan is. That's his designated role in the streams now.
Tim
Dude, I'm the love doctor. You already know.
Another topic that's in the Discord here is Ohio opening in May. Do you guys think that's gonna happen, or you think it's gonna keep getting pushed back?
It's gonna get pushed back.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna get pushed
It's
back.
getting
Are you kidding
pushed
me?
back. Come on now. They're trying to keep people happy right now. They're trying to keep
Yeah.
people happy.
I feel like
And
they're
then
just
it's
trying
gonna
to
get
keep the
closer and
stocks.
closer.
I feel like they're trying to keep the stocks level right now because I don't know what the fuck's going on with the stocks right now, but something ain't right.
Well,
More people are
there's-
investing.
I think Ohio handled
No,
it
I don't
like
think
pretty
more
good.
people
Ohio
are
handled it
investing.
pretty
I feel like-
amazing because we were ahead.
like the
some
Fed
places
invested.
waited. That's the
Mhm.
thing.
Far
Like
ahead.
I wouldn't be surprised if Ohio opened like in late May, early June. But I mean, whenever you open shit back up, there's a chance that it's gonna spread again, unless you've like
Exactly.
eliminated every single case. So
Corona time part 2.
I'm thinking. I'm thinking
Second
July.
edition.
I'm thinking July is when everything will start, like the DMV, BNB, all that stuff.
Yeah. also, I think school is gonna be one of the last things to open because it's not necessarily essential. They got the remote thing down. And
Exactly.
Do they?
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
like,
do
like me
they
and Will.
really though? Do they
I mean,
really have
me
it
and-
down?
Me and
I
Will.
mean, they at least got everything. Like they're doing everything. Like I fucking hate the remote.
Are they
shit,
really
so.
teaching us everything though?
That's
Yeah, we're
Nah.
learning everything we need to know, bro. Me and Will paid 2 girls earlier today to do a whole final writing assessment.
I don't think you want to admit that on the stream.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
a little
playing.
bit of discrimination.
I'm playing. You guys know we would never
Yeah,
do
we
that.
don't admit to that anything.
This is all
Yeah.
allegedly.
It's all in theoretical context.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Someone just wasted $1 and said Affect smell like gravy and blank. Affect, I'm gonna
Unmute yourself.
I'm gonna
Unmute
unmute
yourself.
you for 1 second just so you can respond to that. What do you have to say for yourself, Affect? Affect, unmute yourself. You're still muted.
That effect fell asleep. I told you guys. Oh,
What
there he
the
goes.
fuck?
Affect.
Affect, talk to him. You talk to him,
Not
Affect.
here.
Who was it? That's all I want to know. Who was it?
Who was it?
I don't know who it was.
What's his name?
Oh, actually, it was Joe. Joe said
It
you
was
smell like. Joe said you smell like gravy and piss.
Well, it doesn't even matter because Joe fucking smells like Kodak Black's armpit. So
Damn. Get on.
that's a fact. And
Yo,
that's
I'm
a
eating
fact.
popcorn right now. I'm
And
eating
that's
popcorn.
just facts. Okay.
Like I don't even know. Like I'm just doing my job.
Yeah, Affect.
On God.
You're being a good guy. You know, we
Thank
appreciate
you,
you.
Yeah,
Affect.
Affect's doing a
Round of
good
applause
job
for
sitting
Affect,
here the whole
everybody.
time.
Round of applause for Affect.
Yeah, round of applause for Affect.
Yeah.
All right, now get back on mute, bitch. No. Sophia G says, "Can I get your snaps?" You can get the Team Dub snap. You can rewind when someone
That's a
donates.
thing?
It pops up on the screen. Yeah, the Dubcast Snapchat, the official.
Yeah.
Oh. That's cool. Congrats.
I don't think you want all of us to say our snaps at once.
Yeah, just put him in. Just put him in the chat. Affect. I'm just playing.
Yeah, no,
Please
Affect,
don't.
Affect, please. Hey, Tyler, do you want him in the chat or not? Because he will do it for us.
No, don't put all of our Snapchats in the fucking.
Yeah, you gotta,
Just
you
like
gotta
your
give,
secretary.
you gotta give the audience what they want.
Yeah, he's
bro.
definitely our secretary.
Don't worry, we're
I'll put the
paying him.
Dubcast snap in the chat as well, just so you guys can.
Y'all snaps are
How
actually
kind
behind
of you.
$5 paywalls. Everybody got to donate first.
Yeah, that's how that works. Also, if you guys didn't, if you guys, if you guys didn't get the message in the chat, the highest donation will also get a sneak peek at our next podcast, and there'll be a guest, a special guest.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah. Yeah, you
That
can
means
be a
someone's got to
special-
donate over
So
$1.
run your pockets if you want to be on the podcast. I'm just trying to change the donation settings because someone's name was not very nice.
Yeah.
Did you
so
see that?
G says Tyler, or she wants Tyler in my snap.
Tyler and TJ Snap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Add the
fun with that.
Dubcast.
Add the Dubcast and then message the Dubcast Snap.
Yeah.
Brock's mom,
Yeah,
special
big
guest.
news.
Hey, we might just have to have Brock's mom on
Yo,
the
Brock,
podcast.
what,
Yeah.
Brock.
Brock, are you cool with that?
Yeah, we'll get a special face cam edition, bro.
Wow. Monumental.
Monument. F1 for Brock's mom.
Yo, if you like Brock, bro, if you fuck Brock's mom, like the video, bro.
For equal proportion. Like,
Every like equal.
Everyone's
It
putting the
equals-
F1 in the chat for Brock's mom.
Okay,
Wow,
Grace,
that's
can I
a
get
lot
your
of
opinion
people.
on this? What is your opinion on national debt?
little debt.
National
Well,
debt.
okay, well, that's the accumulation of everybody's debt, right? So, to be honest, the majority of that is held by the public. So, first you have to address that, and then you can go on to how much the government actually owes into, corporations and other governments, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, what about how all the corporations are just dying right now and we're bailing them out and we're going to be on the hook for them?
So we're bailing all the corporations out, like, financially?
Yeah.
By giving them a bunch of, like, money?
Yeah.
Well, not all of them are getting a lot of money. Like, things like Amazon probably won't get that much of a break. People, like,
Yeah,
food
people
and grocery.
ridiculously big already. We need to, yeah, but like, I mean, I don't think,
Oh,
mean-
that's a bad word on the screen. Yeah.
do you think,
Yo, what happened
that-
on this? Yo, what just happened?
Dude, just look at the stream.
We are
Yo, I'm not
currently
looking
trying
at
to
the
do
Oh
a
yeah,
fix.
the last donation.
Yeah, you guys should do something about that.
Yo, what happened?
Hold
Yeah,
on.
just hold and then we'll
I'll
go.
just make it
Mean
invisible
and
until the next one.
disgusting.
Yeah, that's not very nice. I think
Well-
I changed it so where they can't say curse words in the donations now.
Jesus Christ. I don't even want to know what that said. I don't even want
It basically said Will's neighbor.
What?
Oh. Okay. Awkward.
I think
Okay, back to. I'm gonna say just something to Will.
Mhm.
The last coronavirus bill, the majority of the corporations that were given subsidies from that bill were airline corporations, right? So they went to all the employees, back into the company, and back into everybody that's involved, and also there's like special circumstances with like people who got flights and stuff. But overall, the corporations that got money were the most like heavily impacted, which weren't even like greedy corporations in the first place, right?
Yeah, because
So-
because airlines just bought back all their stocks and ran out of money. That's why we bailed them out. It's not
Yeah.
because they didn't have any money. They're rich. They're the
Okay.
next best thing. They have jets just sitting on the ground right now, and
Okay, yeah.
they're just shut down. Granted,
Yeah.
we do have to bail them out, but they spent all their money, so they have to pay that back. We have to hold them down to pay that.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
if we're footing the bill, we should have at least the U.S. government and the public should at least have like some share of the stocks. If we're literally bailing out multiple billions of dollars to prevent this,
Right, we
business
should
from
all have shares
going
in
underwater.
stock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dave C
Reasonable.
says McDonald's drive-thru has been filled to the brim for an hour straight. I
Oh
hate
my
my
gosh,
job.
that's
Hey,
so
I
old.
appreciate you for watching the stream during work. That's a real MVP right there.
What a
Yeah.
legend! Round of
Um,
applause.
Round of applause for
pl-
Dave
you
C.
gotta-
Yeah,
Thank
so I
you,
think
Dave
that's what
C.
he meant. Can you hear it?
You gotta plug the stream to everybody who's passing through the drive-thru.
Oh yeah, hey, send everyone the link.
Hell yeah. Uneven Symmetry says Anne Frank is the hide and seek world champion.
Yo.
Oh my god!
Yo.
And also
Chill.
someone asked, Grace, what are your thoughts on Anne Frank?
Guys, did you?
No.
Okay, no. Get this. Did you know Anne Frank was lesbian?
For real?
Really?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, wait, how do we know this? I want to know the background information of how you found that out.
Okay, so
So,
stop. No. Okay.
I
so
think I've like heard that.
No, yeah, I feel like you probably would have. But okay, so anyway, I was on TikTok and there's a video about like Nazis
Oh.
and like Anne Frank
Oh, of
and
course,
stuff.
TikTok, right?
No, but like I went into the comments and I saw that they were talking
Dude.
about that, and I looked it up, and her dad found her diary and found like her like.
Oh yeah, I
dream-
heard about that.
Yeah, and her dream about touching women's bodies and thinking about women's bodies, and he wanted to leave it out because he thought that would be a really bad representation of what she was trying to get across. So they left it out, but then they finally found out again when they found like the original like actual like documents of the diaries, and they found out she was a lesbian. So
That's crazy.
Damn.
yeah, that's a double whammy for her if they.
But
found out.
how?
What do you mean how?
If you can't
How-
see and you can't hear, how could you
Wait,
have?
no.
How could you have a sexual preference?
And freaking Anne Frank is freaking Helen Keller.
Oh
Oh.
God!
Oh my.
Bro.
I thought
When I
someone
was a-
said. I thought.
When I was a kid, I used to always mix them up. I have no idea why, but apparently that's a semi.
Are you serious?
That
Did you
is
mix
so
them up?
awful.
Did you mix them up, Tyler?
Oh
You thought you were talking. You thought they
my
were
gosh, that is.
Let's get a
crazy
round of
that
applause for
happened to me
myself.
ever.
For,
Yeah,
uh,
let's please. Oh my god.
fact check Tyler real quick. We have to make sure. We have to make
Hey.
sure. Anne Frank was
Not the
blind
same
and deaf.
person.
just
Yeah.
make sure real
Yeah,
quick.
let's actually figure out what Anne Frank actually is.
But was Helen Keller lesbian?
Who knows? Honestly, maybe. Who knows? She probably
She's
was
a communist.
Yeah. Wait,
But
really?
who was Anne Frank though?
She was.
Bro, are you serious? You
The
all know
person in
Anne
the
Frank?
addict and the Nazi?
Hey,
She
apparent-
wrote the diary, the famous
Oh,
diary.
Anne Frank. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
the
Oh my
second
god.
read book in the history of the
Yeah,
world. Or it was
okay,
the
yeah,
second sold
no.
book.
Apparently, no one knows who she is anymore.
You guys are crazy. That's crazy. I thought
She's
everyone
very
knew Anne
popular.
Frank was. Yeah.
Mhm.
They said Keller. Oh my.
He said that was. Oh my god! The whole time when we were explaining it, when we were talking about it, they thought they were just picturing Helen Keller.
I'm so dead.
Yeah, Will
That is
said he
so
gets it
bad.
confused too. Will,
Yeah, I
you
get
can vouch for me on
He
this.
used to. He
Bro.
doesn't get it anymore.
Yeah, used to. Like when I was
But
a kid.
but the names aren't even close.
Yeah, but
I don't
the,
know what it is. I think it's both because they had like.
hey,
you know,
Big
like,
Joe,
a sad
Big Joe donated
background,
$1. He says Lucy, Lucy, Lucy.
Hey, thank you, Joe, for talking about my dog, bro.
That
I
was
love
very
Lucy.
kind.
I love my dog, Lucy.
Very proper of you.
Very proper. I put my pinky up. I put my pinky up for Lucy, bro.
Yes, always. I don't even know who you're talking about. Okay. Oh. Oh, that's sad.
So there are two
Beep
Dave
boop.
C's in our chat right now. There are
Yes,
three
there
Dave
are.
C's in our 4 Dave C's in our chat right now.
Whoa.
Big
Tell
Joe,
all
you
the
already
colors.
know,
Dave C
donated
and
$1.
They're arguing over who the real Dave C is.
No, I'm Dave. That's very good conversation.
Mhm.
I think it's very important too.
All right, Tyler. Was there anything else in the just in the chat?
Nope. Ran out.
In the Discord, all we have is national debt, Ohio abortion law, Ohio opening,
Which doesn't exist.
white privilege.
Oh my god.
Get people to suggest shit in the.
Right. Hey,
Guys,
hey. It doesn't even have to be political, bro. If y'all have anything you
interactive-
want to say,
Interactive. Yeah, I'm. Yeah, totally. Of course.
Connor's up in this bitch. Yo, hey Connor, I heard that you and someone else were trying to make a different podcast and be our competitors. Is this true?
That's
how dare you, Connor? How dare you?
very capitalist of you. Though.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
very capital.
Hey
Love
man,
it.
this is America, but Connor, I thought you were the homie.
But Alliances don't go strong for profit. Claire is 16.
And Connor just says Trump all the way. Okay.
All right, kick him out.
I mean, not
I don't know. He's right.
Hey
but
man,
you
we
still gotta
we
kick
encourage
him out.
free thinking. We can't kick him out.
You gotta kick him
that's
out
the
because
free
of the
thinking that you could ever
podcast.
get.
Brock Tucker says,
Oh,
ask
shit.
Will as his thoughts on women driving.
Well, what is your thoughts on women driving?
I've never said anything about this, but I guess maybe women are as good of drivers as men.
Oh, really?
I mean, on average.
Okay. If
You said they're
on
not?
average.
Shit.
Making sexist jokes, Will.
No, I said as good.
Wow, Will, come on, dude.
Yeah, you just
Yeah,
think.
what the
Well,
heck?
your friends are throwing you under
Get
the
him
bus for
outta
you really
here.
saying
Yeah.
behind your back.
Dude, they're gonna be in the chat like, Will, that's not what you said the other day.
Yeah. I was supposed to say that.
Someone changed their name to Brock's Mom is Hot.
Yeah, no, that's pretty.
Hey, someone said they'll donate $100 if we can get her on the podcast. I'd like to see that.
That
Yeah, if you do that, you're definitely
Dave
gonna be
C
in the
says she's for the
podcast.
streets.
respect.
That's not how you say it, Dave. She belonged to the streets, not she's for the streets, you idiot.
She's for the street.
She belonged to the streets.
She belongs.
Damn. Turfmer Abdullah thrown me under the bus.
Wow.
Wow, Will,
That-
you saying women shouldn't be able to drive or something?
That sounds not like Will.
That's really messed up. That's almost as messed up as getting Anne Frank and Helen Keller confused.
Yeah, that was awful. No one did talk about how awful that was. Okay, I guess I'm just smarter or whatever. It doesn't even matter.
I think no, the national debt. I was gonna say something, but people kept. Damn, who's typing like that?
Add all of your comments as well.
I was gonna say something, but I guess
say
I
it
just
now.
got interrupted. I think.
I mean, you have the platform to say it. Like.
Oh really? I was going to, but you keep interrupting me.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just stop talking. Whatever,
I believe my dad said, my dad, keep in mind, that he said that legalizing.
Why would we keep that in mind? Oh, sorry. I didn't know what to-
All
Wait,
right,
I'm so confused.
it's time for Grace to go. No, I'm playing.
I feel insulted. Okay,
No,
continue.
he said that if we legalize.
Oh,
He said that if we legalize marijuana on the federal level, it would probably wipe out most of the nation's national debt.
Oh my gosh, I've been saying this forever. If you legalize
do
all
what?
drugs, if you legalize all drugs,
Yeah.
and you have
Whoa, I don't know about that.
Yeah, no, all
Yes,
drugs.
no,
it's all drugs.
okay,
it has
no,
to be all
seriously.
drugs.
Yes,
Really?
Because you can't just do one.
Because,
Really?
No,
and
yeah,
then you
it's
tax them
dude, it's like gun
progressively
control.
on the amount of people that die, right? You no, don't do that. I can see it on my thing.
Chill, I'm not kicking you, damn.
Okay, I just want to be included because I love this
No,
topic so much.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, yeah. Let me just throw my 2 cents and then you guys can say stuff. But I'm saying that we should legalize all drugs. You progressively tax them and regulate them on the basis of how much impact they've had on the opioid crisis and everything else, right? On a basic level, on how fatal it actually is to the human body, right? Okay. That's a really mean comment. Oh, never mind. Okay. And then you make businesses, right? Like in California, they have all those like weed stores or whatever. I'm not very fond of what you would call
Dispensaries.
them. Yeah, sure, whatever.
Weed
And-
stores.
The weed market.
I'm being technical. I'm being very technical. And then you tax them. And I'm just saying, in Ohio, if I get elected, I'm definitely going to try to do that because our debt would be basically wiped out because it's not that much compared to, the national force. It would pretty much wipe out all debt if you really tax it like that. And then you would bring in its own revenue. And then you can put a better interest on debt. Okay, I'm done. Sorry.
People would have to buy like a lot of drugs though. Like a
But
lot.
they do. They do buy a lot of drugs.
I mean, so many
Yeah,
people
but
are
like,
addicted.
but like 20 trillion or something.
I mean-
legalize
$20
every
worth
drug.
of
That's
drugs?
saying legalize fentanyl. That's
no,
legalize
listen,
Crocodile.
but listen.
Smoke
No,
what
but
you want,
if it's
man.
legal, but look, they're gonna do it either way. And if
Famous
it's
Grand
legal,
Pacers.
at least they know what they're getting and they know the dosage, so it's safe.
And it can be regulated and like
Yeah.
manufactured.
Yeah.
I think
In a
like
different
Hell yeah, recreational crack.
Yeah,
look.
totally.
Well, look, just legalizing weed and taking away everything else would be like taking away AKs and then saying you can only have like kind of gun.
That's
It'd be
what
no
they
different
did.
than that.
They did.
I
that.
mean-
I don't think you can have
a
a.
weapon ban.
I don't think
I
you
mean,
can
like-
have an AK. just chilling in the house.
I mean,
You
also,
can. It has to be a semi-automatic version of it, though.
Yeah.
It cannot be fully automatic in the U.S.
the semi-automatic AK is like the cocaine to the fully automatic crack.
Exactly.
That's
a good
true.
comparison, Will.
Recreational crack all
Beautiful.
the way, guys. Spam F1 if you agree.
I noticed my brother's in here. Hey, if you really
Can I
love
say
me,
it?
bro, just click on that link in the description.
Hell yeah.
No one really has anything more to say about that.
Will
Will
S.
Paget, Will
I dropped my
Paget,
phone.
what do you have to say about legalizing all drugs?
I don't think all drugs should be legal because I think some drugs will kill you faster than others. But
More regulation.
yeah, I think. Well, no, I don't think we need more. I think we need to legalize marijuana
Well, that's a given.
immediate,
Yeah.
immediately.
Oh my
Because-
goodness. Okay, my brother
Immediately.
donated $5. He said this is why women shouldn't be politicians. That's not very nice.
Oh my
Jeez.
god.
Excuse me? What, I'm in
Oh.
this chat formation right now?
Yo,
God damn.
I'm
Tyler,
Hey.
your brother
myself.
needs to chill.
Thanks for the
Maybe
$5,
the-
by the way.
Could be that 2/3
Yo.
kill themselves
I
to the
appreciate
side.
that.
Done.
No, yeah, I
Very
think
nice,
we
though.
should be legalized
Yo,
immediately.
wait, Tyler, is your brother in your house now?
Ethan, listen to this.
No,
Because of the
doesn't
amount
have
of
to.
he's not.
Because of the amount of
Will's trying to say.
yeah, because of the amount of tax income it'll make for us. I mean, the national debt is ridiculous right now. I mean, Donald Trump is doing worse than Barack Obama in a matter of like 2. So we really have to start looking at the national debt and how we're going to pay that off long term. Because if we
Yeah.
don't start looking long term, we're going to have to pay. No, if we don't look at it long term, we're going to have to start paying back more later, where instead we could legalize all marijuana and all the taxes go straight to taking down our national debts, our foreign debts.
I do think an important thing to like remember though is that the only reason people like smoke crack or like do heroin, like any of like the really really bad shit, is because they can't get their hand on like like cocaine or like oxys and shit. Because I mean, and if it was all legal, then people would be using the safer option side instead of like smoking crack and shit.
Well, no, it's just it's money. It's a cheaper option. First, we have to get those people jobs.
Oh, yeah, true.
We have to make it. Well, first we have to get them jobs so they can actually buy it legally. Because if we make it, legal and we leave out the people actually using the drug, which probably are going to be homeless or have no money, we have to give them jobs in a home so that they can actually use these drugs legally. Because you still legally won't be able to just go smoke weed outside and walk down the street. The same way beer's legal, but you can't just walk down the street drunk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So first we have to figure.
But
But
Can't
it's
wait to
illegal.
see some dude
Public
walk out of McDonald's bathroom coked up.
oh, it's a bad word in the chat.
Bro, if it got legalized, maybe they would have like like vape crack pipes, like the vape version of a crack pipe.
The E-meth. The E-meth.
Jeez.
Beautiful technology.
I think the main reason why people get addicted to heroin and shit like that is because the prescription companies in America are bending us over and fucking us.
Exactly.
That is true.
I saw something
Holla.
that there was like there was more pills in the state of Florida than there were like people or something. That was like specifically for like oxy or some shit. It's crazy.
It's disgusting.
And me and Will were actually talking about it one time. We were talking about how they actually fund political campaigns that are for the criminalization, the federal criminalization of marijuana to better to help their business basically because it's competition for them.
Yeah, because if you have like a mild pain or some shit, weed would work great. But I mean, if weed's not legal, then you're gonna have to use like
And the prescription companies don't want it legal. They just want to keep
exactly.
killing people.
Yeah,
Exactly.
imagine if all of America just stops using Tylenol tomorrow. Think of how many jobs would be lost.
Not even
it that way.
Tylenol and like shit like that. I'm talking about prescription medication, like shit that really fucks people up.
like
Yeah.
opioid painkillers.
But no,
Yeah, like Percocets and all that.
Mhm.
but no one wants to fuck with it because the companies are so high up. They have so much power that no one can do anything about it.
Mhm.
Hmm.
True.
Or someone says, I don't know what they were talking about anymore. I'm here for the comments. Brock,
We're
Brock,
there
They
talking
are
about
pretty funny. They are pretty funny.
Brock says earlier they were talking about my mom. Yeah, we were. If you missed out, we're gonna have Brock's mom on the podcast. No,
He probably won't do that. Yeah.
no. If you donate $100, we'll get Brock's mom on the podcast. Someone said they would. I still haven't seen the donation yet. Let's make it happen.
It's
Our
making
our
it.
latest followers, Reagan Glow.
I appreciate the subscription, Reagan.
Thank you, Reagan Gloyd.
Someone says Will S got to be on the next podcast. I think we're actually having an interesting fella on the next one, to say the least.
Are you not gonna say it on here?
Yeah,
Yeah, we gotta.
we're
It's a
gonna.
surprise.
It's a surprise. You gotta tune in for the next one.
Oh well, I want to. Okay.
Can I
Then
get
I
a
guess
hint?
I have to wait.
No hints allowed.
None
You
at
gotta wait.
all.
Nope.
Although, if you're the highest donor, you do get a sneak peek. And we'll be in the
Bro,
next
Yeah, if you're the highest
Such a
donor, though,
freaking-
you do get
So
the
far,
sneak peek.
hold on.
You
one.
can't keep
That's
doing
his
that.
brother.
Hold on. So
Hey
far,
Tyler, in the other latest subscribers, since we can't get any subscribers, we need to put like the highest donation so we know who gets the sneak peek.
Yeah, facts.
oh yeah,
So he
because
gets-
that
hey,
subscriber
highest-
thing is for
hey.
Twitch.
To $200 donation, and you can go on a date with Brock's mom.
Now that's what's up. That's what's up.
Rapid says, is that true? 100 for Brock's mom. Hey, if Brock will allow it, we will get her on the podcast one way or another.
Yo, can we please just get her for like 5
We'll
minutes?
literally
Just
make
like,
a Skype call, whatever it takes to get Brock's mom on the podcast.
yeah, we'll respect her. We just have
Okay,
to.
that-
We just
that's
want to ask a couple questions.
Yeah, well, respect.
Like, you
Just
guys
need to
have
ask about Brock's personal life.
It's banned a sport.
baby
Will
boy.
P, you go first. You heard him, Will.
Yeah, he says it's banned a sport.
No, bands. Shut up.
Shut up.
Band is not a sport, but I mean, band is physical.
Hmm.
I mean, it's long hours, and it's just
Mhm.
it's not. It's more of the mental factor than the
And
physical
you're like,
Yeah.
you're like
factor.
carrying shit.
Academic.
It's, and no, it's more just the structure that it gives you. I mean, you're there on time every day, and you just keep doing that through everything in your life. It's the things that it teaches you. It's just like the structure.
Brock, that can be worked out.
Yeah, that can be worked out, bro.
He says I need 10%.
Yeah, I definitely would not consider band a sport.
Sure, I'll give you $10 if
Yeah.
you get your mom on the podcast. I'll give a shit.
Oh.
Grace is like,
Good
all
deal.
right, okay then.
This doesn't concern me. That one did. Beep boop bop. Beep boop.
Yo, who is like speaking themselves? I can't even like.
I've been trying so
I
hard.
can't even hide that anymore. Somebody's like speaking themselves.
I'm clapping my hands behind the scenes for how excited I
Oh,
am.
Jazz
yeah.
Singh said, what up, Will?
Who did?
Oh, what up?
Jazz
What
says, what's up,
Sang?
Will?
Big Joe, you already know, donated $1. He says, I think Joe should be on the next one.
Oh, there's a suggestion.
Big Joe, you
Donate
already
another
know.
$6 and you can.
Yo, chill.
Yeah, it's true though.
guys
Hey,
gotta
hey
stop
Tyler,
using
get
that
that. Get the highest bidder. Get the highest bidder.
So far,
section.
I don't know how many $1 donations we've got from Joe because he's used different names every time. But my brother
Dude.
says if he donates 95, will his mom come on? We'll get her on. I promise. We will get her on.
That is a promise.
Ethan, can we make this happen? Will he allow
I think
that?
we can make this happen.
We'll make this happen.
I think we can do it.
We'll make this happen, Brock. We finna pay your mom, bro. My mom usually charges $30 for an hour.
Whew.
$100 for a
Lord.
charge.
What kind of? Hey, Brock, where does your mom work?
Throwing,
Christ.
throwing shots.
All right, Brock. Sounds like a plan, bro. Just send me all the information and we can get this going.
Yeah, make sure your mom makes a Discord, and we will have her on the podcast. I'm worried about the comments on that podcast.
We'll be.
You're gonna have to hide them.
Yeah, we're gonna have to hide them.
those are
You're
gonna
gonna
be
have to
some-
put tape over your computer.
Yeah, there's gonna be some interesting podcast
Don't wanna do
comments.
it. This- Stupid.
No, but literally, I think. Let's see here.
Words.
Big Joe, you already know.
We got $3 from someone named Tweak Man. It's not showing Big Joe's donations anymore.
Yeah, it does. It says
Oh,
it says on my screen.
Okay, yeah, let's see here. Here, 1, 2,
Brock
3.
Tucker says she can use his Discord.
Okay, it's a deal. If we get $95 from my brother, we will have Brock's mom on the podcast.
Oh.
I think we need some questions.
Right, hit us with some questions.
Yeah.
Anything.
Oh my god, that's not real.
Ask some deep shit.
Jesus Christ. $95
Jesus.
from Brock's mom has a fat ass. Is she a
Yo.
Bullshit.
Yo,
Wait,
no way. We
realsies?
just got
Like, real
$95.
Bull. Wait.
He
Brock.
says, is she a MILF? Brock, we have to have her on now. That was the deal.
Yo!
Yes, Brock, we actually have to have
No way! That's the geekiest shit.
Austin, why would you waste your fucking money? $95 just to have Brock's mom on the next podcast. Hey, I'm not complaining though.
Yeah.
We about to-
That's ridiculous. And he has to be on the next one too because he's the highest donator now.
Only right. That's only right.
So we're gonna set up a little online date with my brother and Brock's mom.
Oh my god.
Yes. Yes.
He
we
says-
have to.
$dollars.
Brock says, bruh.
$95? What the fuck?
They actually
Someone
donated that
actually
much
gave us
money.
$95?
Yes,
Fucking
Will.
rich! Fucking rich!
Will.
Holy
Yeah,
shit!
that is
Will,
got-
it- Will,
I went
Will,
and got
listen,
food, came
listen,
back.
listen though. It was Tyler's older brother. So now for our next podcast, Tyler's older brother's gonna go on an online date with Brock's mom.
Oh.
Hey, no,
goodness
but
gracious.
I appreciate the 95. Jesus Christ.
And Brock, we will pay you and your mom for that.
Yeah,
Part of the donation.
Yes.
y'all definitely get your 10% that you asked for. Yoro Diallo says, "Why is Trump a bad president?"
I disagree with that statement.
He's not.
Yeah. What are you
But,
talking about?
but hypothetically, what would be some reasons that he could be a bad president?
Well, he did sign a
Brock,
bill
we don't
into
need her.
law.
We don't need her for the whole time. Just like probably 5 minutes, bro.
That's
We'll
fine.
talk about
Hey,
this later.
As long as
Talk
she's
about this
here.
later.
What were you saying, Grace?
Oh, I just said that he did sign a bill into law that has to do with GMO and like that into like the farming industry and how that farmers don't actually have to declare whether they use GMO products officially,
Oh yeah.
which is a really, really bad thing
Yeah, I
for
don't know about
people
all that, miss.
like me who need that. Yeah. So that's the only thing that really makes me mad overall. Everything else is good.
I think his 2017 tax bill was bad because it just did tax
I
cuts
do
on the.
not.
Oh, let's hear about that.
No, that's not true, Will. That's not true. William?
What?
But GMOs are already illegal. GMOs are already illegal.
Not. I don't think that they are illegal.
They're not
Not from
illegal.
what I know.
Yo,
Okay.
who's spanking themselves?
I'm not doing the copy.
No, well,
so-
GMOs are not illegal, but the bad pesticides and the bad stuff that already would kill you is already illegal.
Yeah,
so
we're talking about like
what's the
straight, like
difference?
generic GMO, right? It's just genetically modified to
L-
like
like to make your wheat fat.
Yeah. Make your wife fat, stuff like that.
I said wheat.
Yeah, I know. But like, I mean, it's make your wife fat. That's what I'm saying. But overall,
Fat wheat, fat wife.
tax cut was good. That was it.
I think the tax cut was bad because it mainly just cut taxes on the
That's
richest.
not true, Will. Let me get the statistics in my
Ooh.
face right now, right?
Fact check?
Okay,
Okay.
ready?
Do we need a fact
Oh
check?
yeah,
Okay.
we got a fact checker.
So, provided relief for 82% of middle-class families. Doubled the child tax credit, providing an additional $1,000 per child. Cut taxes for small businesses 20%. Where is the overall? Where is it? Oh, I thought it was here. Oh, repealed Obama's burden. No, I'm not gonna say it. Individual mandate, right? So you got tax burden if you weren't in the system. I don't think you would like the one where it made corporate taxes to 21% from 35% because they did that in the 80s, and I guess it didn't have the show that it did now.
It cut corporate taxes or raised them?
It cut corporate taxes. Duh. That's that was a big
But
halting
you know,
point in that.
one of our topics is the national debt, and this was bad national.
Yeah, but this was like not. And I guess it could correlate in this sense. You know, it's just the effects of cutting it. But overall, without the coronavirus, that wouldn't have done the harm it would in a virus like this. Overall, it had a good impact, right? Well, you may not think that, but I mean, the economy after that he did that, when it wasn't even supposed to really do a big push into the economy until 2023, 22, and then we already saw immediate like results after it was passed in 2017. But I'm just like throwing it out there, man. You got your own.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually have a question for Affect. I feel like we gotta Affect unmute yourself. Unmute Affect. He deserves to talk.
If he's awake.
Affect.
Isn't it Fasha?
I don't know why that's his name.
Is the F silent in his name?
Yeah, that's not even how you spell
No,
it.
it's just like you know like the Aflac commercial, like the insurance.
Oh.
It's just
okay.
that without the L. That's just my username.
What is your question, Ethan?
Like Affect, how do you feel? What do you feel about Trump? How do you feel about him? Because we don't hear about your political views often, you know.
I mean, honestly, just like everything's just too bizarre right now to even speak of anything. Like with the whole coronavirus, just like everything in general, like
How's your everyday
just-
life now with the coronavirus?
it's just changing everything, you know? Like can't even go to school. I gotta work more. It's like all these like new weird laws, like you gotta be 6 feet apart and shit. Like what the fuck? Like it just doesn't make sense anymore.
Is that a law or is that just a recommendation?
I think it's a recommendation.
But
That
like they just be like they're just like applying it to everywhere. Like
Oh, wait, in New York, I think it's law. They were throwing people in
Yeah,
Rikers
'cause
for
it's
breaking
New
social
York.
distance.
And they're communists, so that makes
like
sense.
stuff like that. Like that's just I would have never imagined stuff like that to ever happen. Where like you can't be too close to someone. Like honestly, I don't even know. Like Trump just might be at like a disadvantage right now with
Do you
all
think-
this shit going on.
Do you think that it's his fault that it's gotten this bad?
Oh hell no.
And of course
No,
not.
absolutely
Like,
not.
I don't like he's done
I-
everything he can. He's listening to all the advisors. He's listening to all the scientists. Like he's trying to do the best. But like, what can you do to stop a pandemic?
Well, I
think he
heard that in
waited
the
too
film.
long to acknowledge it was a big threat.
That might be true.
How
I heard
so?
in the
Yeah, but
Philippines.
because
either
it-
way,
because
if you shut down the country a couple days earlier, you were just gonna be the economic collapse was gonna be earlier.
I mean, he
And,
did it in a few days. After a few days, it wasn't the
I mean,
fastest.
he
but
was
wasn't
saying
the
it was a
slowest.
hoax for a while. That was his official position.
But I don't think he said it was like a hoax. I think
No,
that
he said
No,
it was
no. I'm not gonna lie. He publicly said in his Twitter that he believed it was a hoax.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
but like a hoax, like a hoax made by like who?
the Democrats in China, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, China for like I get that, but like okay. The Democrat thing is pretty outdated.
I
That's
mean,
not
look,
true.
mistakes happen, but as soon as he realized it was serious, he got on his shit about it. I mean,
He
he's
did.
doing his best right now.
He looks fucking terrible. If you didn't see in his press conferences, he usually doesn't look like he does. He is honestly like not sleeping, and he does not look the same at all. But that's my take on that one. He's really trying.
I actually heard that in the Philippines, if they don't comply with the laws, then they will be shot dead.
God damn.
The leader actually
That's the way
came
to
out.
do it.
The leader actually
Yeah.
came out in a press conference or no, it wasn't a press conference. He was like speaking to the police force, and he said, if these the people don't comply, shoot them dead. That's exactly what he said.
Shit.
Honestly insane.
In the Philippines, they kill every single drug dealer. And I think drug user, too.
Wow.
Double whammy
Yeah.
right there. Beep, beep.
So if you're
Yeah.
thinking about smuggling drugs to the Philippines, don't do that.
Yeah.
Probably
That's
not
good
the best
advice.
option.
Great insight from this little talk over here.
My brother sent me a picture of young Dolph holding a bunch of money, and he said, "When's my date?" Now he's calling me. I'm gonna put him on speakerphone.
Let's hear this.
Hey, what's up?
I wanted to ask you to take Grace off the podcast. She's fucking shit, and everything she says is shit.
Oh my god.
Why is that?
Thank you.
Oh wow, he just hung
Oh,
up.
he ended it. That is the best constructive criticism I've ever heard in my life.
What did he say?
He said take Grace off the podcast. Everything she says is shit.
It's probably because I'm the only woman in here, but whatever.
We
Matter.
respect everyone's opinions. We just wanted to have different types of people on with different views because we all kind of have similar views. We don't have a lot of people arguing as much, so we try to have as much diversity as we can.
Okay.
It's
That's
respectable.
sure. Yay.
But I do not
Yay.
condone
Yeah.
I was not expecting that, to be
bashing
honest
someone
with
for
you.
their. I thought he was going to talk about Brock's mom. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought
what
we
the
were
fuck?
talking about
Yeah,
Brock's
what the
mom.
How come he isn't
Hey, where
excited
did
for
that come
that?
from?
I guess it's my reactions all the time. And I get that all the time. It doesn't matter. We partying.
Yeah,
woo-hoo!
Trump supporters do get a lot of hate. A lot of hate.
Well, it's not like I'm a diehard Trump supporter either. I just like Trump. I mean, it's that simple. It's not like I love him. It's not like I'm a redneck from Tennessee. I'm just like,
Yee, brother.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, but I love what Trump thinks.
Yeah.
I like his policy.
And
Yeah,
I love Trump.
I'm fucking Trump.
Donald Trump is a good guy
Jesus Christ.
overall.
What? You're not on speaker anymore.
But digital.
Wait, who?
Silent now.
All right,
We need more
Tyler.
questions. Chat stuff.
Yeah,
All right,
get
give
more
me a second.
questions.
All right. My brother said he would like to formally apologize because he did not know he was on speaker. And
Oh, that's why he wants to apologize? Oh, I didn't know that's how that worked. No, it's
But
okay.
he said he would like to talk more about Brock's mom. All right, go ahead and talk about Brock's mom.
That's what it's like. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Austin, you there?
Yeah, wait. Does she have a fat ass, yes or no?
Does she? Can we
MILF
confirm? Ethan, you saw a picture of
Are
her.
you there?
Can we confirm? What? Ethan's on mute. We'll get back to you on that, Austin.
I cannot confirm it was only a face picture.
He
I
says
am
he
very
cannot
sorry.
confirm he only saw a face picture.
Out of 10, what was
Can
she?
Brock please send me a picture of his mom's ass?
Okay, we're gonna end that there.
Wow.
We're just gonna stop answering my brother's calls for tonight.
I think that's a good idea. Just have to throw out.
All right, Tyler, figure out some more things to talk
Some more things to talk about. It's your podcast, William Paget.
about.
What is
All right, no. So when you talk about Trump spending money, do we really think that $2 trillion is going to be enough to save us? And do you even think that the $2 trillion was necessary and that we just should have let the businesses run the course and restart with smaller businesses because the businesses are already too big? And I mean, we can break the monopolies down at the same time. We could break them all up and make them do their separate things, and then make them do their normal things, but broken up.
Well, I mean, flight. I mean, well, airlines aren't so much a monopoly per se, just because there's a lot of options. But I get what you're saying with like mass corporations and stuff like that. But a lot of that money, like in small business money, of course, went to not so much, of course. But a lot more money went to small business than it did for the corporation. And the small business loans actually ran out in 2 weeks. So to what you said of it being enough, it definitely wasn't enough. And
Well, because the regulation on it was terrible. They literally just said sign up and you can get $10,000, whether you were working in your basement making arts and crafts and had one person, or it was 10 people running a small business that's a real small business and you're trying to pay your people. But
Right.
anyone could get free
Well, I think there's a
$10,000.
I feel like I didn't know if there was a fine line between self-employment and small business per se.
I think I heard that anything under 500 employees is a small.
Anything
sounds a
under
lot.
500 employees is a small business.
Okay. So it could have gone to a single person with
Yeah, in their basement. So anyone could have the money.
Yeah. I guess you could have cracked down on that more. But then I guess they're looking at like IRS tax forms and like business taxes and such like that also, and they're depending I guess I really don't know how much money they would give to one person if they looked at their, all their taxes.
Well,
But-
it's just you determine. No, it said that the owner of the business determines the amount of money that they need.
Okay.
Like it was their choice. Like they determined whether they need like $1,000, and they're thinking of like the good of the people.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it's bad. That's where it doesn't work. Because look, we're gonna end up paying for this. Like you realize that the national debt is supposed to triple.
Yeah. But like I don't even know how that's humanly possible, to be honest with you. Because-
It's because of inflation. It's because we just
Right,
keep printing money and our government keeps saying it's worth the money. But guess what happens when other governments say, hey, it's not worth the money anymore?
Well, yeah, and with that, I mean, if you're gonna be having a national debt like that, and you're gonna be, borrowing money
We're
from
gonna
wherever.
be.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to struggle, and then they're also borrowing money from, banks, which banks don't even. It doesn't even work with banks because banks put their money into the stock market, which, as you can see, is not doing well. So, when it comes to a time where banks need to provide actual money,
Well, it's not even
there.
the banks. It's the banks and then the lenders for the banks, and those lenders are not lending anymore because they don't feel like the loans are worth it. Like the loans
Okay,
are all
yeah.
gonna default. So now these lenders don't want to pay. So then Fed's gonna say, "Hey, I'll give the lenders more money so that they can give more loans."
Mhm.
And eventually, our money's not going to be worth anything.
Yeah, money's not going to be worth anything. That's a good point.
Which is why I think that we need to all invest in Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is going to have nothing to do with the Fed. Like we don't have to deal with the Fed anymore. It's actually like you go to work and you make your Bitcoin.
I don't know much about Bitcoin.
I mean, I
It's
know.
not even just Bitcoin; it's cryptocurrency in general. There's all sorts of kinds.
Right, cryptocurrency in general. I mean, everyone is making crypto.
Will,
Hey, bro, who's eating
chill.
so hard?
Stop
What?
eating so
Who's
hard.
that? Somebody munching.
Right, but I'm eating popcorn, but I'm muting myself. Like, damn, you need to mute yourself.
I don't think that
Will,
you're.
stop.
All right, no, so yeah. Where were we?
He just lost his whole train of thought.
Cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency.
Oh,
You're talking
God.
about cryptocurrency.
Will, stop eating your
Oh yeah,
chips.
cryptocurrency. No, yeah, so cryptocurrency. So I mean, I think cryptocurrency is going to be the next big thing, and I think if we invest in it early, that is going to be well worth it in the long run. Because every country is going, everyone is going to cryptocurrency. I mean, like lawmakers are looking at cryptocurrency.
Will,
Facebook
stop.
made their own
Will,
cryptocurrency.
stop doing your-
Amazon.
Will,
has
God,
their-
is that Grace? Who is that?
No!
Will, stop eating, bro.
I think
Who's-
it's Will's ass.
Who's crunching?
No, I'm not eating anything.
No,
I'm
I
not
don't think
eating
it's Will
anything.
either.
Someone's
I
like
genuinely
fumbling a
have no
plastic
clue.
bag around.
It's Grace.
It's not me! I
Will, are you not eating right now?
I'm not eating right now.
What
dude.
about Ethan or that other
No, I'm
kid?
muting myself. Affect, bro.
Affect's muted.
He's the
No,
one
Affect's
not
muting.
talking.
Affect's muted.
Affect's muted. I mute myself when I don't talk.
I can mute myself and you would still be able to because it's not me. It's not me. Oh
I
my
mean,
God,
I'm
what
eating
the hell?
popcorn, but it's in a bowl.
Okay, yeah,
Okay, but I'm gonna
Jacob.
be
Jacob
talking
just
the
said,
last
"Hey,
one.
hold up." Jacob just fact checked like he's supposed to be. He said the Small Business Loan Association is not requiring tax forms or anything. My neighborhood applied and got money already, and he already has more than 10,000.
Damn. Yeah, they're
Damn.
really just
All
throwing
right,
out
let's
money,
run our
aren't they?
government's monies. Hell yeah. Let's run
Yeah,
their
I mean,
Ed.
pockets.
technically, it is our money. To be fair, it is our
Yeah,
money.
it is our money
Yeah.
that they
But
are
people are taking
taking
money. Yeah, people aren't
from
are taking
us,
money.
and
That
we're gonna
isn't
have to
me.
pay
Oh my
for it.
God,
And
is it fucking me?
here's the
I'm talking
problem.
right now.
Here's the problem. It's gonna be like when we're 60 years old and they're all dead. Like these are like
We'll be
50-year-old, 40-year-old. We're gonna be 50 years old, and they're gonna be dead, and we're gonna have to fucking deal with this national debt of like $60 trillion.
I don't
Yeah,
even
exactly.
think that money would be worth it at that point.
Oh no.
We'll probably won't even have anything due to Social Security. We'll just be screwed at that point. There's really no point in even having a monetary system with the fucking national fucking $1 trillion. Like, what the actual hell? That is almost, well, I guess you would say it's like over like I wouldn't say so, because like the overall money supply in America, if you rounded up everybody's money in America, it's like 100 and like between 120, I don't remember the exact number, but it's like 120 between like $180 trillion. So I mean, I don't even know how you would work if you just paid it off at that point. You
And
could
that's
honestly
why
pay it
we
off
need
now.
recreational crack.
Right.
Hell
That's
yeah.
great. That's
Yes,
an
sir.
example.
Do you actually
Yeah,
think
honestly, if you really think about it, if we can finally prove that people smoking weed that weed is not actually a gateway drug, then technically we can legalize crack because the crack users are gonna die either way. So why keep
Exactly.
locking them up and keeping them in jails when we can make a buck off of them?
More than
They
buck,
can use
hopefully.
it. They can use it. They can use it, and we don't have to pay back this debt, and it'll be solved.
it wouldn't
Wow.
be any worse than the
Boom.
pharmaceutical companies?
Yeah,
They're
we
doing
need
the
to
same thing.
legalize.
Sue them
Need
all.
to legalize crack for.
I think what we need to do, I think we need to figure out a way to scientifically legalize drugs so that we can actually do testing on it
Yeah.
and figure out what
Recreational
does what.
DMT.
But the thing is,
Joe
But
Rogan
before-
would love that.
Oh
before-
my goodness.
but before we do that, we have to figure out how to get rid of the pharmaceutical companies. We got to break them up.
Yes.
Oh, this is interesting. I found something that said Portugal decriminalized all drugs in 2001.
Yeah, they did.
That's a long time ago. I didn't expect that. I thought that was recent.
Nope.
Clearly not.
That's fucking crazy. And how's
That's
Portugal
pretty
doing
dope.
though?
They're Portugal. I don't know.
Ain't no one
They got a
talking about
nice ass
Portugal.
soccer team. They got a nice ass soccer team. So
Okay. Oh yeah, because they're. Like,
Anyone
Yeah,
here
like a
watch
big
soccer?
stick.
Can we confirm? Can we get a fact check?
Yo, who here watches Joe Rogan?
I do sometimes political.
I do all the time.
I got to.
Yeah,
I got you.
Joe Rogan's a good guy.
And I noticed that he also likes to talk shit on Joe Biden, so I like him even more.
Yeah. I saw
love
stuff
talking
somebody
shit on
said
Joe
about
Biden.
him.
Yeah, who the fuck likes dude?
Who would
I
vote
don't
for him,
actually.
bro?
If
People actually
Joe
voted for
Biden,
him.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
If people are actually gonna vote for him, that's the problem. Like boomers are thinking that they have it all straight. This guy's down. You know, he's gone through a lot. He knows how to run the country. He's gonna run the country better than Trump, because
Yeah.
Trump's a fucking idiot. And I'm like, bro, I mean, Trump is actually a good president. Like, you can't dog on him forever for being a little bit late with the pandemic. Like, look at the economy now. Like, imagine if the economy had more time than it already does to spiral out of control. I mean, the economy is fake at this point. We're just adding a ton, like tons and tons of inflation,
Yeah,
and it's gonna come back to get us later.
definitely. It's all China's fault. Yeah.
Yeah, it literally. And saying that China has nothing to do with it is absolutely
They literally fucked
ridiculous.
us all over. Like,
Yeah.
it's actually fucking ridiculous. How many people do not pay attention to how much China actually fucked us all over?
Yeah,
Sorry I'm raising my voice, but like it seriously pisses me off. People are not paying attention to what they did. Like they literally screwed us all over. They literally did a study to determine the fact on if China actually took control when they actually figured out that this is a problem. And it said that they would it would have cut the global pandemic by 95% of all the problems. Like all the deaths. All of everything that's going on. But no, China, being fucking China, being their totalitarian ass, they want to say, oh no, let's fuck everybody over. And now you can see where we are. And everybody's blaming Trump, and nobody's paying attention to China, except for the people on the right who actually know and know what they did. Oh, I don't know if there's people. But yeah, I'm done ranting. I'm sorry.
Hell
We can go
yeah.
on now.
Hey, that's what you're here for.
Yeah,
you.
that's why we have you on.
Really pisses me off.
Will's been
They-
quiet. Will, what do you think about this?
Yeah, what do you think about me just ranting about how fucking terrible China is?
Just don't eat bats.
Yeah,
Will-
right. I mean, like,
Will Sullivan?
Sorry,
the
I had
problem-
to.
The problem is all within the livestock. It's because people don't
Yeah.
know how to raise livestock. That's how.
No,
all
no,
these
no.
disease-
It's not that. It's not
They
that.
eat weird
They've
ass
had
shit.
problems, no doubt. There, it's no. Yeah, that's exactly. Sorry, I had to mute my mic for a second. They literally have been eating random shit for years. I mean,
That's
we
where
talked
SARS
about the
came from.
dogs. Like we already tried to stop them when they were eating dogs.
This needs to stop. This needs
Like-
to stop.
Like literally, they're eating
China.
animals. They're eating an animal. An
Rice
animal.
needs to make a diss track.
Right.
An animal bit a guy that half the world doesn't even know exists.
Hmm.
Like what animal was that?
Insightful.
What animal was that?
Thought it was wasn't like some sort of sea animal. I don't know. I'm speaking out my ass right now. I
Is
don't
That's
know.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. No one actually knows what the animal even is. So why the fuck are you able to eat it? You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't know
It's
what
some sort
it
of
is.
sea animal because it
This
was like
looks at least 10% edible. Let's try it.
Is Will Sullivan
Right.
still here? Okay,
I
he's
don't
gone.
know.
AMIA.
He gone.
I don't know. I feel like he would respond. Maybe.
Do we have any last minute thoughts to wrap up?
Yeah, Affect, do you have any last words to say?
Affect, go ahead and unmute yourself. Spit some knowledge.
Affect, you can finish this pod. You want to finish this off, Affect?
Yeah, just
You deserve it, bro.
throw it up.
I would love to finish this podcast off.
Go ahead, man.
Wait, so like, how do I do this? Do I just like say any of my thoughts?
just
Bro,
Like,
say everything you think. Just say your mind, bro.
well, like, when you guys were discussing about all those drug decriminalization shits, I just feel like all you were being a little too forward. Like, I feel like if the U.S. or just in general any country would just legalize, like, it would go slowly, like, legalize more drugs, like weed, or maybe go into, like, shrooms or LSD. Just,
Yeah,
like,
of course.
drugs
Yeah.
that could also
Ugh.
do the trick. I just feel like if we just instantly decriminalize crack, like, I don't know if that would have, like, the best benefit.
Crack.
But, like, there are drugs out there that are, like,
Wait.
that just help out
Can
a
you guys
lot
hear
with-
me?
Yeah, now we can.
Yeah,
Okay.
now finally we called you like
Okay.
2 times.
We thought
3
you were
times,
gone.
Man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I tried to say a couple things. I wonder how long fucking. I know I was being quiet, but did you hear me when I talked about? Did you hear me? I don't.
I don't think we did, Will.
I don't know. You've been pretty quiet for a while.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my god, those chips are so
I just haven't talked for a while, but yeah, I
Yeah,
probably
Will, with
fucked
the
up my
bridge
mic.
balls.
All right, Affect, what were you saying? What were you
Oh
saying?
my god.
So yeah, like decriminalizing like just simpler drugs
my
like
head.
LSD or shrooms or just any, just smaller, that could just benefit everybody and the government. Like I feel like just
Mhm.
Y'all heard
honestly,
him. Affect believes that you should legalize LSD and shrooms.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
honestly,
Dope.
honestly,
Oh yeah.
Medical
Yes, sir.
DMT.
I don't know what the future has to offer, but I can't wait.
Listen,
Honestly,
that is
Bro,
a
but-
Yes, sir. That's
but-
the positive vibe. Like,
If you, le-
optimistic much.
if you legalize acid, then what are you going to use Bitcoin for?
What?
put that shit to
Yeah,
shame.
that made no sense. Get him out of here.
no, that's funny as hell.
Yo.
No, that's a good note to wrap up on. I appreciate everyone that came out. I appreciate the $95 donation.
That was
Well,
insane.
We are
Bring
trying.
out the calculator.
We are going to try our best to get Brock's mom and my brother
Guys, don't worry. I already got it all covered. I already got it
on
all
the next
covered.
podcast.
Mm.
Hey, I appreciate Grace and Will for coming and sharing their opinions.
Yeah, you guys are welcome anytime.
Thank you.
Go ahead, round of
Thank you for
applause.
having
Round of
me.
applause for these guys right here.
Love it.
All right,
Thank
I appreciate everyone for coming out.
Mm.
Go ahead and click that link in the description. Subscribe, add our Snapchat, do all that shit.
Like
We
it
out.
up.